You are. He's secretly waiting for the footfalls in the hallway, the sudden opening of the door, and the voice that finally tells you they know you have been faking it this entire time. If you are tired of running from your own shadow, I invite you to subscribe to the Psyche Unfolding, where we explore these quiet struggles and untangle the knots of the mind together. Let us sit with that fear for a moment. It is a very specific, deeply isolating kind of terror. You wake up, you drink your morning beverage, you put on your goes, and you step out into the world. But you are not just walking down the street. You are stepping onto a grand, brightly lit stage. You have memorized your lines perfectly. You hit your marks. You smile when you are supposed to smile, and you nod when you are supposed to nod. People applaud your work. They tell you that you are talented, capable, and intelligent. But inside your chest, there is a hollow, echoing chamber of disbelief. Every compliment feels like a mistake. Every achievement feels like a temporary stroke of luck, a clerical error in the universe that will inevitably be corrected. You are convinced that you are a grand illusionist, pulling rabbits out of hats, terrified that any second now the audience will see the hidden wires and the trapdoors. You carry a heavy iron key in your pocket, terrified that someone will snatch it, unlock the vault of your mind, and see the chaotic, unprepared child hiding inside. This is the exhaustion of the fraud. It drains the colour from your victories. When you reach a summit, after climbing for countless kilometres, you do not look at the beautiful view. Instead, you look over your shoulder, waiting for the authorities to arrive and escort you back down to the bottom, where you truly believe you belong. Every time you are handed a new responsibility or a new title, you do not feel pride. You feel as though you have just walked further out onto a fragile, cracking tree branch, waiting for the wood to snap under your weight. The burden of this constant performance is staggering. It is like holding up the collapsing ceiling of a grand, abandoned mansion with your bare hands, smiling at the guests while your muscles tremble and ache. You think you are the only one struggling to hold it all together. You look around at the other people, and they seem so poised, so impossibly certain of their right to be there. They speak with conviction. They walk as if the earth owes them solid ground. And you look at them and think they possess a secret instruction manual, while you are just making it up as you go along. This feeling does not just haunt your work or your ambitions. It bleeds into your relationships, your friendships, and your quiet moments alone in the dark. You stare at the ceiling at night. If the people who night and wonder if the version of you that you have meticulously curated. If they saw the real you, the messy, uncertain, frightened you, would they turn away in disappointment? So you build the defensive walls even higher. You add another lock to the door. You become a master of deflection. You brush off praise like it is dust on your shoulder, rushing to attribute your success to timing, to the help of others, to a fortunate alignment of the stars. You give the credit to anyone and anything but your own inherent worth. It is a lonely way to live, constantly standing guard at the gates of your own identity. You are the warden and the prisoner simultaneously. You spend so much energy making sure the mask does not slip that you forget what your real face feels like in the warm sun. The air around you feels thick, like wading through deep water, every movement requiring deliberate, exhausting thought. You feel like a small ship navigating a furious storm without a compass, desperately hoping no one notices that the captain is entirely lost. The anxiety creates a physical tension, a tight knot resting just below your ribs, always humming, always reminding you that the other shoe is about to drop. But I want you to step back with me now. Let us look at this grand theatre from the rafters. Let us examine the hidden mechanics of this intricate illusion. I have spent a long time observing this invisible weight, this quiet agony of the capable. And through my observations, I have discovered a profound, almost beautiful irony at the very heart of this suffering. The people who are truly incompetent, the ones who cause genuine harm and chaos, never feel like frauds. They are shielded by a thick, impenetrable armor of ignorance. They walk through life with a dangerous, unearned certainty. The crippling doubt you feel, that gnawing, agonizing fear of not being good enough, is the absolute proof that you are. Think about that. Let it sink deep into the soil of your mind. The imposter feeling is a direct symptom of your awareness, your high standards, and your deep capacity for care. You are looking at the vast, endless ocean of things you do not know, and it humbles you. The fool looks at a shallow puddle and thinks it is the whole sea. You feel small because you have climbed high enough to see how massive the landscape truly is. I realized this when I looked at the structure of our internal worlds. We live entirely inside our own heads. We have front row seats to all of our own hesitations, our half-formed thoughts, our petty jealousies, our mistakes, and our private panics. We see our own messy backstage. We see the entangled cables, the duct tape holding the props together, the frantic running around in the dark before the curtain rises. But we never get to see anyone else's backstage. We only ever see their polished opening night performance. We relentlessly compare our chaotic internal reality to their carefully curated external projection. It is a rigged game, a faulty scale, that will always leave you feeling lighter and less substantial than you should. Consider a complex mechanical clock. If you open the back, you see hundreds of gears grinding together, springs under immense tension, a chaotic dance of metal that looks entirely disorganized and overwhelming. Yet, on the front, the hands move with silent, perfect grace. You are constantly judging your internal gears against everyone else's smooth clock face. When I understood this, the entire architecture of the fear began to crack and crumble. The truth is, everyone is making it up as they go. Every single person you admire, every person who speaks with such intimidating certainty, is also navigating a dark, foggy forest with nothing but a small, flickering lantern. They have just learned to walk with a steady stride despite the darkness. Competence is not the absence of doubt. Competence is the ability to move forward while the doubt is screaming in your ear. It is the willingness to show up, to try, and to be profoundly, beautifully human. I want you to imagine taking off a heavy, rusted suit of armor. You have worn it for so long that your skin has grown pale and tender beneath it. You wore it to protect yourself from the harsh judgment you were absolutely certain was coming. But right now, in this quiet moment, you are completely safe. Reach up and unfasten the helmet. Let it fall to the floor. Hear the heavy, metallic clatter as it hits the ground. Unbuckle the chest plate. Let the heavy iron drop away. Feel the cool, fresh air touch your shoulders for the first time in countless kilometers. You do not need to defend yourself anymore. You are not a fraud. You are simply a human being in progress, learning, stumbling, and growing. If you feel a little lighter, a little more understood in this space, please subscribe to the Psyche Unfolding, because you do not have to carry these invisible burdens entirely on your own. As we move forward, the next time that familiar voice whispers in your ear, the voice that tells you that you do not belong in the room, I want you to greet it like an old, frightened friend. Do not fight it. Do not try to shove it out the door. Just acknowledge it gently. Say to it, I hear you. I know you are trying to keep me safe from failure, but we are going to do this anyway. It is time to forgive yourself for not being a flawless machine. The cracks in your certainty are where the light gets in. They are the exact places where empathy lives, where curiosity grows, and where true, meaningful connection with others becomes possible. When you drop the exhausting performance, you give others silent permission to do the exact same thing. You become a safe harbor in a storm of pretension. You realize that belonging is not a prize you have to earn through endless, flawless achievement. Belonging is your absolute birthright. You belong in the room. You deserve the seat at the table. Not because you are perfect, but because you are here, willing to listen, willing to try, and willing to care deeply. The tightrope you have been walking is actually just a line painted on solid ground. You can step off it whenever you choose. So take a deep breath. A slow, full breath that fills your lungs entirely. Let the air push out the stale, stagnant fear. As you exhale, let your shoulders drop down away from your ears. Release the tension holding your jaw so tightly. Unclench your hands. The show is over. The curtain has finally fallen on the grand illusion. You do not have to pretend anymore. You are enough, exactly as you are, with all your doubts, all your hesitations, and all your beautiful human messiness. The agonizing wait is over. The door is open wide. Step out into the warm sun. Leave the heavy backpack behind you on the floor. It never really belonged to you anyway.